everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Niche Faerie Flowers. Before we begin, I want to say a very special welcome to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support, I appreciate it immensely. We are picking up with the little fairy prince. We are following him as he himself is trying to kind of get his little brother, Prince Alfei, out of the beaches, up the cliff, and reunited with the rest of the clan. Everyone has kind of moved far ahead in their excitement, and he and his little brother have been left behind. Luckily, one of our females, Tarika, their aunt, has decided to kind of stick close and keep an eye on the youngsters, make sure that our heir and his younger brother are not lost to anything dangerous, like potentially Krabbits, because Prince Alfei is really teeny tiny and the Krabbits look so huge next to him. But we're gonna try and get them shuffling along to meet up with their parents if possible. I don't even know if the princes are gonna be able to reunite with their family before kind of the older members start passing away. Their grandfather died in the previous episode without ever meeting the princes, which absolutely broke my heart, but you know what? His legacy lives on, and that's really all that matters. But okay guys, we are starting off with 168 nesting material, 235 food, and 9 nichelings. Okay, let's get a move on. So first things first, little Prince Alfei. Alfei's gonna, oh, the Krabbit's up on that. Damn, that Krabbit could jump. That Krabbit is up on that, that Bunnel burrow, and now little Alfei is gonna try and move along. Hopefully he has a little bit of growing to do before he can scale that cliff, but we'll have to see how that works out. Ilium, he's gonna stick close by, keep an eye on his brother. I think Atarika is gonna feel a little bit more comfortable wandering further and further, but she still wants to have a line of sight to the princes to make sure they're all okay, because you never know. A Ballerina has jumped out from the shadows before, and it could jump out in the shadows right next to the princes, and we really don't want that to happen. So, okay. We have God Can working very closely with our, his uncle Aelion to go ahead and clear away these spots here. The Queen as well is doing her part to make some room, and also have lots and lots of children, which is great for us. But Azarath is gonna dive in over here, try and get that bottle. There we go. And meanwhile, let's get Shy to come and clear away this bit of grass and that. And then I think Aelion is going to possibly move ahead, guys, and reunite with the king after their long separation. So the king is currently in the shadows. I'm not sure, he's in the grasses, he's kind of hiding, so I'm not sure if Aelion can see him properly. But no doubt the king is kind of resting, he's just had his bundle, is turned around. He hasn't seen Aelion kind of settle in next to him, but the next morning when he wakes up and he sees that Aelion's right over there, I think the king is just going to have this explosion of just love and affection that he never knew was there, and I think that's so cool. So there we go, we're gonna have that. I don't think Aelion would ever have the courage to confess his feelings to the king, because he is the king's god and bodyguard and has been for a long time, but if the king does so, then it's kind of a different story. Okay, Kin my boy, why don't you try clearing away these spots? Kin's gonna start working on his own. He's gained enough confidence to start being a god in his own right without the guidance of his uncle per se, which I think is really good because Aelion's not going to be around for much longer, and we need to have some independent gods doing their own thing. Okay, let's turn the day. And here we go. Oh, the little princess has aged up. That's sweet, and so has Prince Alfei. Yes. Okay, Alfei can get a move on. His brother's going to stick with him, and then they're going to start moving together. They're going to start moving together pretty soon and catch up with everyone else. So that's great. Little Princess Ratharia, she is going to move this way to keep up with her family. And just as I said, I think the king will have seen Aelion, and maybe at first he really can't believe his eyes because Aelion's been off scouting for, you know, a long time, ever since the king has mated with Hinsari, ever since he started having his children, so I don't know if he expected to see Aelion again, but he's been thinking about Aelion, and all those feelings are gonna just come out now that Aelion has returned. So there we go, he's gonna clear the grass, and I think he is just gonna possibly, because you know, I feel as though the king is a little bit, I don't know if I would say careless, but carefree maybe. Doesn't think about etiquette nearly as much, especially with Aelion. So I think he's just gonna dive out of the grasses, clear it away, and give Aelion a big hug. So that's what he's gonna do, just to kind of show that he's so glad Aelion is back. And I feel as though they're gonna have a silent exchange of affection. I think they're gonna see each other and kind of just know that how the other nicheling feels about them. But I don't think they're ever going to put their feelings into words. It's not appropriate. And the reason it's not appropriate is because the king already has, like, he's mated to Hianthari, and Hianthari's also been having her issues. She doesn't really fit in, I think, to this whole system. Not the system per se, but I think the life that's been laid out for her. And this was pointed out by one of you lovelies, Ronald. You said that Hianthari kind of seems like a nicheling who would be unhappy with the role she has to play in just having royal children, because ever since she was born, that's been decided for her. She had no choice in the matter. She did not seek out the king, pick out the king on her own. That was kind of just chosen for her, and maybe that's not what she wants. And I feel as though possibly she's been conflicted her entire life over the things she wants to do and the things she has to do. But if she wants to pursue her own kind of path, then that's going to compromise the royal line and the tribe and the kingdom, so she can't really go ahead and do what she wants. So we have that going on between them. So I think Azrath to an extent understands how Hianthari feels, and to make sure she doesn't feel even more out of place, I don't think he's ever gonna express verbally his feelings for Aelion. Although they both know it's there. They both know it's there. They can feel the love. Okay. Azrath, let's clear this and that. We'll get Kin to work on these. And then, let's see, Kin, you start jumping off in this direction. Hianthari is ready to settle onto a nest. Now, I'm wondering, we could send her back to this nest down here. Yes, I think that's what I'll do. So she'll settle down next to the princess and have her baby in that nest. Shai is going to come here, clear away these spots. Aelion is going to try his best to be of use to the king. There we go. And no doubt, I think Aelion would feel a little bit shy in front of Hianthari because maybe he feels guilty. I think he also has heard rumors, like he's heard rumors talk that has come up through the guard lines of the tension between the king and Hianthari. They don't spend a whole lot of time together apart from when they need to have children. So I think he would feel guilty being in her presence because he knows that the king has affection for him and not his mate. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of an interesting development we have happening. Okay, let's turn the day. And ooh, we have a pixie. We have a pixie that's not albino. Hello. Okay, we have a G and I, a little pixie who's not albino, and his recessive naga. What about the princess? The princess is recessive pixie. Ooh, Ilium has grown up. Ilium is recessive naga. His brother is recessive pixie. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let's give this little prince a name, and it looks like he's got frog legs. He's got little frog legs. This is gonna be a Prince Salium. So Prince Salium. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got Ilya, we've got Salium. Okay, I see a pattern going on over here. Wasn't intentional, but I guess I'm just going for those kind of names right now. Okay, now you guys can finally get a move on. Can finally get a move on. And I've done it. Atarika is definitely slow, and it's kind of interesting that when she was young, she was old, well, when the princes were young, then she was the one who was having to wait for them, but now that the princes are getting older, they kind of have to wait for her, because she can't really travel. Their aunt isn't that fast. So, oh. Okay, Hianthari can have one more child with the king before the king passes away. So she is gonna get onto that. There we go. This is gonna be the final child of the king. So he's gonna have 5 children that he has left behind. Behind. 5 children that he's gonna be leaving behind. 3 of which currently we know of are gonna be fairies. So okay. Little Princess Ratharia. Oh, this is so cute. She's gonna meet up with her brothers over here by the mole holes. She's gonna meet up with the brothers, and they're kind of gonna have a little bit of a meet up, a catch up. That's kind of sweet. Okay, Aelion, grab that bundle. Delicious food. Let's try and clear away this spot. We'll get Shy to come here. There we go. And I think Canthari is going to catch up, possibly, and try and meet up. Like, she wants to see what's going on. She wants to see Aelion. I think Canthari has heard. I'm pretty sure by the time Canthari met the king, Aelion was sent ahead. So I think she's never really properly met him, but she's heard of all of these stories about Aelion, because most likely whenever she and the king have had a chance to talk, the king's been talking about Aelion and, you know, the stuff they did when they were younger. So I think she possibly heard when she was giving birth to Prince Alium that the, not legendary, but, you know, the spoken of god Aelion has returned from his travels, or has returned from his scouting, and she probably wanted to meet him to see what kind of nicheling he is. Who is this person that the king talks about so frequently? I think is where her mind would be at. And the king is deciding to dodge Canthari and hide behind Shy over here, possibly out of shyness. And over here we have God Ken. Let's clear away these spots. Let's jump over there. We have a little swamp area over here that these nichelings could mess around with. But okay, let's turn the day. And still we have not found... Oh my goodness, Kin! Okay, we had some things going on this end, but it looks as though Kin is being faced with his first enemy, his first battle. So he's gonna just dive in, try and do his best. At this point, Aelion's on his last day. I think Aelion would, like, not even thinking about his life, is gonna dive in. He's gonna hear his nephew's call, and he's just gonna jump into the grasses to try and take out this Barina. And then Shy, he's gonna want to go ahead and support those guards to defend the king. So he's gonna come on this end, and look at that. Together they're gonna take that out. And I think this will have given King Azrath. King Azrath is also on his last day. Oh, last day, not last die. Jeez, my pronunciation is out the window. Don't mind me. But this is kind of really, really touching and sweet, because King Azrath is actually younger than Aelion. However, when King Azrath was young, he had 2 half-siblings who, they had the same father. So, for example, the king, Atarika, Hianthari, and Shai, they're half-siblings from his mother's side, but he had 2 other siblings, half-siblings from his father's side when he was younger, and they were both sickly. And because he was born next to them, he kind of got sick for a little bit in his youth, and he lost some days of his life. Because of that, he's actually going to pass away on the same day as Aelion. And at that time, I had no clue that they would have a romance with each other, but that's how it's worked out. And I think this would have given, like, on their last day, would have given King Azrath a heart attack that Aelion has just decided to throw himself in the face of danger without worrying about his life. And he would be so worried about Aelion that he would completely forget about Hianthari, leave her behind. And I feel so bad for her, because she's over here probably looking at what's going on, looking at his reaction. He's gonna leave her behind, and he is gonna try and catch up to Aelion, see how he's doing, and I think pretty much confess his love, you know? Maybe not verbally, like I said, but I think he would just be doing things without realizing what he's doing, and just kind of run away, dive into the grasses where Aelion is to check if he's okay, and probably settle down, give him a big hug, whatever else it is. leaving Yanthari all by herself. Oh, this is so sad. But okay guys, with that said and done, I'm gonna leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.